Comicopia, my weekly review of comic books. This week we're checking out collectibles in comic books. So first, for a future collectible, here is Tomoe Arigato Mr. Roboto. It's Tomoe #0, folks. This issue dives further into the past of this character who made her debut in She. We see Tomoe train in a martial arts dojo and get in gear for an all-out battle for blood. I like this artist, Amanda Connor, and I look forward to more of her work. The books following this cast of characters created by Bill Tucci have proved to be very collectible and rare. So get this and hang on, because everyone needs something to pay the rent with. This week I was introduced to a great book called Hellboy, the Corpse, and the Iron Shoes. This follows the adventures of the foul-mouthed, quick-witted beast they call Hellboy. This time he must find a place to bury one of the undead. It's a lot harder than it sounds. Trust me, I know. Great book. 4.5 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Now that you've seen something that's collectible that you can get today, try checking out something that's been collectible for 30 years. Green Hornet #1 is one of the many highly collectible gold key books of the late 60s. Right now it holds a value of $35, but with the new Green Hornet movie coming out, it's bound to skyrocket. This issue features a photo cover of, get this, Bruce Lee. Now this little bit in comic history is a rare find, and I give it 3 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Next up, no, it's the Simpsons comics, #16. In this issue, the gruesome twosome, Patty and Selma, lose their jobs at the DMV and their home. When forced to move in with the Simpsons, they wreak havoc on Bart, Lisa, Maggie, Homer, and Marge. This installment in the series includes a kooky bongo grab bag comic that takes a look at the day in the life of Bumblebee Man, plus a contest, redesign Radioactive Man's head. I got mine. Now the Simpsons are my fave, but I think they lose something in comic form. Needless to say, it still gets 3.5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Well, I guess that's about it for Comicopia this week. See you next time. Alright, this week's game review is Destruction Derby. For which format? Sony PlayStation. Now listen to this, it's made by Psygnosis, this game. And when you saw on the sampler disc, it looked great. You were smashing cars, the car gets dented. Now when I first popped in the real game, we realized, me and my friends, it was kind of hard to play, hard to control, and it really puts you off the game right at first. But I did have a day where I got to play it and play it and play it, and the more I got used to it, and the more I got used to manipulating the controls, the more I loved this game. There are 4 modes of play. There's time trials, which is basically time trials. There's wrecking racing, where you're racing and as well getting extra points for hitting other cars. There's also Destruction Derby, which is a lot of fun. It's a huge oval, and basically it's gladiators, but you're in a car, and you get a certain amount of points for smashing the other cars. If you make guy do 360, you get 10 points. If you hit his fender, you get a certain amount of points. All you have to do with this game, I'm telling you, sit down, learn the controls, and really with any game, sit down, learn the controls, and learn to manipulate whatever it is you're driving or using, because once you get the hang of that, the game starts to really show itself in its like true form. I'm telling you, I give it a 4 out of 5 on the anti-gravity scale because it's a great game, but stick with it, sit with it, and learn the controls. Oh.
No food, no water. What comics would you like on a desert island?
I would take the complete collected Will Eisner, the complete collected Miss Fury, and the complete collected Brenda Starr.
In this materialistic culture, inevitably I found myself to be a collector, but almost by accident. I end up collecting objects because they're of interest to me. I find inspiration for some of my work, or by juxtaposing these objects I've collected, they generate ideas for me. And I never really know what's going to catch my eye. It's not really a question of rarity. It's more the desirability of the image or the idea that an object might represent. So this stuff just piles up, but you never can tell when something might be an inspiration. A porcelain Japanese couple seated has an entirely different meaning when you begin to replace their heads. It's a wonderful world of recycling here.
Next up, we take a look at collectors, and we get a peek at Ted Shackelford's Sailor Moon dolls. Woo-hoo-hoo.